WRAL was the only local station to carry the former president's remark live. Let's listen in.
As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair. We weren't allowed to use our election expert under any circumstances.
His sentencing date is 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention. That's where he's expected to be named the GOP nominee for president. Trump's attorneys may try to push his sentencing date later, possibly even after the November 5th presidential election. However, that's unlikely. The judge will actually grant a delay.
The conviction of the presumptive Republican presidential nominee has many voters contemplating how they will vote this fall. WRAL's Shaun Gallagher joins us live from Apex, a town where it's a pretty even split of registered Republican and Democrat voters. We'll get to Shaun in just a moment.
Yeah, Renee, there's actually an even bigger number of unaffiliated voters out this way. About 47% of the voters in this part of Apex actually registered as unaffiliated. So you see these cars here going here behind me. About 1 out of every 2 of those cars has an unaffiliated voter. But how will they vote in this upcoming election? Now, WRAL polls back in March looked to see how voters would be impacted by a conviction. Nearly half of unaffiliated voters in our state said they'd be less likely to vote for Trump if he was convicted. That could put nearly 1.3 million votes up for grabs across the state. And this is a state Trump won by just under 75,000 votes in 2020. I found 2 voters this morning in Apex, one Republican and one unaffiliated. But they both had the same answer with how this vote would affect their vote in the fall.
My vote is not going to change. I knew this outcome was coming. I didn't think it was a particularly fair setting for Trump.
It does absolutely nothing. I mean, it's the same choices that we had 4 years ago, so.
And the Republican National Committee put out a statement today saying that this is not going to affect how this vote goes in the fall. They tell us that since the verdict was announced, they say nearly 500,000 donors have dropped nearly $35 million, again, since this verdict was announced. Shaun Gallagher, WRAL News, Apex.